Hi there.
Hello everyone, welcome to another Flying Frog video. Here we are at CYCG, which is West Kootenay, British Columbia in Canada. Now this is part of the World Update. This airport is actually a handcrafted airport. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at the new local legend as well as this particular airport, and let's see if the World Update is worthwhile. Now, before I do get into the nitty gritty of this review, I have had 2 crashes at this airport. Now I don't know if it's going to be indicative of the Canadian World Update, just not sure. But when you look at these cars running around on the grass, doing slideys, drifting, yeah, you know, there's something not right here. So, but anyway, so as I said, this is one of the handcrafted airports that we get in this World Update. And to be honest with you, they're not bad, but they're not great either. I think they did better job on the Australian update. The Australian hand-built ones where it seemed to be a lot better and a little bit better detailed. You know, these vehicles running around doing slideys. Who's checking this type of stuff? This all should be checked before it comes out, you know? This is not right. But anyway. Now we also got released today the Cessna 195 done by Carenado. So we will be having a look at that one and a fly. Now it is $22.45 Australian on the marketplace, and which is approximately 15 American dollars. And around about the same in euro. So anyway, we'll get in and have a look. And also too, we get a closer look at the airport as well. So here's the Cessna 195. Now the 195 was designed in the 1930s, but didn't start production until I think it was 1947 through to 1955. Now it does have a radial engine. Apart from that, I really don't know why it is classed as a local legend, apart from that the Canadians used a lot of aircraft. I'm a little bit disappointed maybe that we didn't get the Beaver or something that was made by de Havilland Canada. I think that would have been a little bit more appropriate to this World Update. But anyway, we have this one, so we will be getting in and having a look. So first things first, let's slow down my drone and come in a little bit closer and just have a look at the detail. Now being Carenado, I expect it to be fairly high detailed, and so far it doesn't look too disappointing at all. So the rivets is up to Carenado standard, so Oh, very fast. Slow down. Which is not too bad at all. So I won't go too much into the details on this one because obviously the being Carenado, we know what their quality is like, and generally it is very, very good. So let's come in a little bit closer. A little bit sticky. I need to slow it down a little bit. So we can see the detailing of the motor there. Look at that. There we go. Now that looks quite nice. Nicely done for a $22 aircraft. Some air intake there. Rightio. So we can all agree on the outside looks pretty good. So what we'll do is we'll hop on inside, have a look at the detailing inside, take it for a fly, and then I'll give you my final thoughts. Here we are on the inside. As you can see, she looks fairly old. So what I'll do is I'll start off with, we do have a handle so the windows do go down. We can do this one as well. Now the doors do open. We've got one here, and then we've got a door handle somewhere just in behind there, which opens up the cargo area, which is nice. Alright, we have rudder trim and aileron trim. So rudder trim, aileron trim, or pitch trim. Thought I saw aileron trim in here somewhere. Could be wrong. No. Okay. That's not a problem. Anyway, let's get this one out of the way. And see what else. Now the fuses aren't clickable, so which is a little disappointing, but then at this price range it's kind of not surprising. Now we don't get a the usual tablet that we would normally get with a Carenado aircraft, so yeah, everything's all fairly basic in that respect. Right, now let's just check to make sure. We've got our mixtures, prop. Now I thought the original one didn't have a variable pitch prop, but this one does. So yeah, I could be wrong on that one. Now let's check the throttle. Right, getting this one started again is fairly easy. So what we do have here is, let's turn on the battery, alternator, fuel pump. Got the buzzing away of the fuel pump there. Okay, turn on the avionics. So the magnetos are on. Now we do have a primer, which I know it doesn't do anything, but you know, just for going through it all. Clear prop, and our starter button's just here, so it's a fairly easy one to start. There we go. She started. So let's see if we can close this door. One, that one, close up the windows, okay. Before we get going, let's turn on some instrument lights, which actually I should test whether or not what these look like at night. Okay, so down there. Beacons on. No nav lights, is there? Landing lights? No. Got over here. Flaps up and down. Flaps retract. Now the flaps are only single stage. So yeah, they're only a split flap, which is very similar to World War II fighter aircraft. So we've got cabin vent, a lighter. Woohoo! Doesn't work, you beauty. Right, that is about it. Doesn't seem to be. See, we got nav 1, nav 2, audio, landing lights. We got instrument lights, beacon. We got pitot heat. Map compass. Okay, air temperature. Does this do anything? Okay. That's probably a map light. Doesn't seem to be much else. Okay. I'm missing something here. I don't know where the light switch is for the landing lights. It says there's a fuse here. Retract landing lights. Okay, I'm missing something. Right, let's just make it go dark and we'll see what the instruments look like. Rightio. I hate it when they do that. You've got to use your mouse ball to roll out, but you've turned things. So, that's it. It's definitely flyable at night. If I could only find the landing lights. So, but anyway, rather than staying here all day, let's just make it daylight again. I'll get taxiing, and on the way out to the end of the runway, I'll be showing you the other 11 liveries, and we shall go from there. Okay, here we are at the end of the runway. Now, taxiing was very simple, very easy. It was light to get going, so the aircraft didn't feel as though it didn't have any weight to it, but it doesn't run away on you, which is good. Now, the sound itself, it's not bad, but it's not great. Seems to be lacking in that depth of sound that we can get from the radials. And also too, I've noticed that it's louder inside than it is outside, so we'll pop on outside and you guys can have a listen. So there we go, that's the outside. Let's just swing around a little bit. So it's not too loud at all, and it does feel, well, I believe anyway, it is louder actually inside the aircraft. But anyway, and our view out is not the best. So I've set my trimming at 10%. Now we do have flaps, but it's only one stage flaps, so I believe that'll be for landing, not really takeoff. So I won't be using any flaps on takeoff. So let's bring the yoke up. There we go. Now, as I said before, we have rudder trim and aileron trim here. Okay. And a few other little odds and bobs, you know, just stuff that's... Oh, we got the primer. There we go. Didn't even use the primer and the engine started without it. So, there you go. Just goes to show how accurately some things are not modelled. Rightio. So, let's get going. Let's advance the throttles forward. Get the tail in the air and we'll get her up. Now, I gather this has got some modernising in it. Now, we'll be expecting a kick-off to the left. Okay, not too bad. So far, so good. Oh, I'm gonna crash. Go. Rightio. That is the third crash. So, I'm going to have to come back to you. I'm going to give up on the World Update Canada at this point in time. I'll go back to Shell Harbour and I will continue on with this aircraft review. Okay, here we are at Shell Harbour and we shall start again. So what we'll do is we'll get going, and I don't know why the crash is, but I'll elaborate more on my thoughts a little bit later. So let's get this one going. It's rolling. And I suppose if we crash here, then we know it's the aircraft, not the sim update itself. But so far so good. A little bit of pull to the left. Actually it's fairly soft. And there she goes. She's just climbing into the air by herself. So a fairly gentle flying aircraft. So let's just trim her out a little bit. Just change the view. Come back a little bit more. There we go. There, that's better. Alright. Now, handling wise, fairly easy to trim. Creaks and groans as we swing it from side to side. Fairly sedate. Nothing to write home about. Nothing to nothing really to worry about. It's all fairly predictable. So on the whole, yeah, it's nothing hugely inspiring. It's just a general aviation aircraft. And like I said, the sounds are a bit loud inside, so we'll pop on outside and we can have a look. There we go. It's the outside view. Again, fairly quiet. Let's just swing around the aircraft. Yeah, we're getting a change in pitch. But that's it. I won't worry about a stall test. I don't think it'll be a bad aircraft to stall. So, yeah, I'll just head on back, land, and give you my final thoughts. Okay, Okay, there's our airport at 12 o'clock. So lining up quite nicely, reducing our altitude at an okay rate. Haven't got flaps down yet, still doing a little quick. Let's drop it back a little bit, lift up the nose, drifting off to one side a little bit. Let's kick it back over this way. And she doesn't want to slow down. Hardly any revs. Now we're coming down. Right, let's drop the flaps down now. Now she's going to want to drop that nose. Speed's picking up. Now it's dropping. A bounce. Nah. No. Now, number of bounces. I think this one's not the easiest one to land, to be honest with you. Yeah, it just is something about it. But anyway, see you guys over at Parking Bay 6. The Cessna 195, a Microsoft Carenado collaboration, $22.45 on the marketplace, $15 American, €15, and maybe 10, 11 pounds sterling at a guess. Is it worth $22.45? If you're a collector of these local legends, then yes. Is it worth just to buy? Unless you like the look of it, I don't think so. I think that there's something not quite right about this aircraft. The quality seems to be there. It's a little bit meh on the inside. The gauges, they're clear. The flight characteristics are fine. Landing seems to be a little difficult. It's trying to get the speeds right on that one, I think, and maybe a little bit more practice so it's not just a general point and shoot type aircraft. So do I regret buying this one? No, I don't, but I'm not going to fly it all that often. Its sounds are okay, they're Carenado standards, but the difference in the sound between the outside and the inside is not right, and I've noticed that on the last couple of Carenado aircraft where the aircraft or the sounds from the inside to the outside are completely different. They seem to be the wrong way round. I'm also wondering now, are Carenado getting themselves way too busy and not finishing off these aircraft with the same type of attention that they have given other aircraft in the past? That does seem to be seems to be showing up in my opinion. Now the Canadian, or at least the world update for Canada, my thoughts on that, I feel as though, I've had 3 crashes to desktop on that one. there's something wrong. It's disappointing that we get these crashes. It's considered now as a default Asobo product. I expect a bit more care and attention because I am getting really tired of these crashes to desktop with Xbox. I'm running a Series X. I'm not running a Series S. It shouldn't crash. These things should be tested and made sure that they are ready to go without any issues whatsoever. And as you guys saw at that airport, the traffic wasn't running right. So there was something not right there. So it's not a perfect world update. Maybe it's not as bad as Italy, but even so, we still shouldn't get crashes to desktop. So Asobo, if you get to watch this video, we are tired of it. Fix it, or we will leave and you will lose custom. Anyway, on that note, I can't recommend this aircraft as a must-have. I can recommend as a collector and if you like the look of the aircraft. I think it's a little bit overpriced for $22.45, to be honest with you. But anyway, if you'd like to discuss this aircraft, if you'd like to discuss the world update for Canada, please join me on my Discord. The link will be in the description below. And on that note, everyone, please stay safe.